Closed captioning brought to you by Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Greetings and welcome to South Florida Real Estate Update. I'm Kurt Fonger. Today, Tom Day of Illustrated Properties will help us decide whether we should buy or rent. Plus, you're ready to buy, but your credit score is bringing you down. Learn how some buyers improve their score in as few as 37 days. This and more, including great ways to appreciate the value of your home and reviews of some of this area's best places to live. But first, let me introduce Tom Day, Senior Vice President, Illustrated Properties. Rent or buy? Tom, it's an eternal question.
Everyone asks the question, Kurt, and I don't always like the answers, but let me say this. Illustrated Properties last year, 2013, sold 4,000 homes, but we also rented 4,000 homes.
Well, that's even-handed.
Well, I think it gives us somewhat of an expert opinion on that question.
And the conclusion? The
conclusion is it depends, not to avoid the question, but it depends on the person. If you're going to live in the area, work in the area for 5 or 6 years, buying is certainly the way to go for a myriad of reasons.
Okay. After a few years, are you going to be ahead if you buy versus rent?
The mathematical formula is about 5 years. If you look at a home today for $250,000 with 20% down and comparable rents for that type of property, in about 5 years you're ahead of the game. But again, that is only a small part of the equation, in my opinion.
Well, I'm a homeowner, so I know there are also other costs in a home. You know, your lawn care and upkeep and all of that. Doesn't that figure into the equation too?
Actually, that analysis is in the comparison of 5 years. We include maintenance and upkeep of the home.
Now, some people, though, like the idea of just sitting back and if there's a leaky faucet, calling the super and saying, I need to have this faucet fixed.
Well, you have the right plumber on call. You just call your plumber and he'll fix it for you.
So who should rent, though? There are people.
Certainly. If you're not sure how long you're going to live in the community, if you're going to live there 2-3 years, or you're not sure about job security, certainly that's a compelling reason to rent. And in those cases, our realtors will advise the client accordingly.
What about mortgage rates? Mortgage rates could be going up or going down. What do you think? That would factor into this.
Well, I don't want to be an interest rate prognosticator, but many economists at least will suggest that inflation is in the future. And with inflation means higher interest rates. So buying today makes so much sense because it may be the house will be out of your means because of a higher interest rate. And of course, inflation also suggests a higher sales price for the home.
And of course, if you rent, after 5 years, you have just a pile of rent receipts.
That is true. And there are so many other reasons. One, of course, is the pride of home ownership, building the home, making it the way you want it yourself. And the biggest thing in my mind is a forced savings account. Unfortunately, many people that rent don't have the self-discipline to set aside money for their retirement. But with a mortgage, you're forced to do it. Over time, you build equity in the home and the home mortgage gets paid down.
Rent or buy. Good advice. Thanks, Tom.
My pleasure.
Now let's take a peek and see what this area has to offer. And with Danny Sands of Old Port Cove Realty, we are on the 22nd floor. Danny, this is $1 million view.
Absolutely. Look at it. We've got a beautiful day to be out here. It's just spectacular.
The unit that it's a 2-2 that we're standing on the balcony here. What's the cost of this unit?
This unit here is $450,000. It's been completely remodeled. It's just a spectacular unit inside, and it's got impact glass also.
I think some people would be surprised that prices here start below $200,000.
There's some good bargains in here. The original buildings down that way, there's 172 to 174, and then if you come out to the premier building, they're up to 2.6 million.
typical residents here, they're 55 plus.
We have all kinds of age people in here, young people, professional people. There's just a little bit of everything in here. That's what makes this community work.
And not everybody's a snowbird.
No. We have a lot of year-round people here, so it's a beautiful community.
So the typical resident here likes the water, wants the view.
That's it. It's all about this right here, and everybody's out here walking in the morning. It's just spectacular, and they all love it. And every building has a nice view of this.
This is Old Port Cove. You see the intercoastal, you can see the ocean. Danny Sands, Old Port Cove Realty, thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate.
Thank you, Kurt. Pleasure. Anytime. Talk to you.
We're all inundated with promotional messages about how to secure a mortgage. It's hard to know what to do. That's where Janine Henryon from Group 1 Mortgage comes in. Not only does she have the expertise to uncover your best options, she is there to help you every step of the way.
It was our dream to be homeowners, and we didn't think it would happen as quickly as it did because we didn't have a lot of money going into the process. But using a VA loan, Janine was really able to help us out.
Absolutely. She made it as effortless as possible.
Janine Henryon. Count on her to go the extra mile.
Who is it?
I'm Roger, of Adams Air Conditioning.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to technicians showing up on time.
We get that a lot. May I come in?
It's so hot in here.
Exactly 92.4 degrees to be exact.
Just look at my kids.
Do something for Pete's sake.
Help me, Roger of Adams Air Conditioning. You're our only hope.
I'm on it.
You did it! Thank you!
No need to thank me. It's what we do.
Protecting your home is critical. For many of us, it's the single largest investment we make in our lifetime. David Dunham specializes in homeowners insurance. He's here today to let all of us know that we have options. David, it's good to see you here on South Florida Real Estate Update. And let me tell you, my neighbors and my customers are freaking out. They all got letters this year that said, from Citizens Insurance, that their insurance coverage is going to be cut and their rates are going up, and they're stuck.
Kurt, we hear this every day, and that is true, but it's not true anymore. Citizens Property Insurance used to be thought of as the only option for insurance, especially if you lived east of I-95. Now Citizens is thought of as the state-run insurance of last resort. They have been raising their rates every year. They have been dropping coverages every year to make their policies less effective, and they want you to go elsewhere. Just this year, Citizens came out with something, it's a state law. Citizens started something called a clearinghouse. So if you go in and get a new homeowner's insurance quote, and it's a Citizens quote, Citizens freezes that quote for 72 hours, and they make, basically they make you try to find another quote that would replace the Citizens quote so you don't have to go with Citizens. So as an independent insurance agent, we work with over 25 A-rated Florida insurance carriers. We can put your address and your square footage into our software system, and it'll basically give us every possible quote available for that property. And for almost all the time, you're going to get a better price, and you are going to get a better policy, and you'll have options.
David, how are you going to get a better price? Because Citizens is a quasi-government agency. I would expect some subsidy there that would keep the rates lower.
Well, they started raising their rates about 5 years ago, and they've raised their rates every year for the last at least 5 years. So they used to be a lower cost option, but now they're not. Now with the new Florida insurance companies that have come into the market, they are more competitive, they have more reinsurance, they have more capital, and they actually have better rates, and you'd be surprised that they give you more coverage for the rate you're paying. We've saved thousands of dollars for people that have switched out of Citizens into a Florida carrier. So I advise you to get a second opinion if you are looking at Citizens or have a Citizens policy.
But so many people go to their regular insurance guy who does their car and their life insurance, and he says, oh, you're stuck with Citizens.
Yeah, and that's not the case anymore. There are options.
Because they're with a single company and they don't have any other options for homeowners insurance.
Correct. Like I mentioned, that as an independent agent, we have over 25 Florida A-rated carriers that want your business. They want to take the business away from Citizens, and Citizens wants you to go elsewhere. So it's a good option.
Now, I think some of us are confused by the 72-hour freeze. What's the point of that?
It's a way for Citizens to stop having new policies come into their system. They want to get out of the business. So once you get that quote, for 72 hours, you're frozen, and they're going to give the marketplace 72 hours to find a replacement, so you don't have to have a Citizens policy. So they continue to have fewer and fewer policies come into the state system.
So someone calls you and says, how about a quote?
Yeah, we were going to put that quote into our system. We have 25 carriers to choose from, and almost all the time it is not going to be a Citizens quote. It's going to be a better quote at a better price, and usually a much better policy.
So let's not miss the point here. Bottom line is there are options from Citizens.
There are options, and if you don't get a second opinion, you're probably cheating yourself of, maybe getting a much better policy.
David Dunham of David Dunham Insurance, thank you very much. You have cleared up a lot of issues for us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Looking for ways to appreciate your home? Watch this.
The importance of pressure cleaning your home, brought to you by Paul Stetson Pressure Cleaning. Periodically pressure cleaning your home is an important part of home maintenance, and most homes should be cleaned at least once a year. Don't try to do it yourself. You should hire a reputable professional company with the proper gear and knowledge to safely do the job right. Hiring someone without the proper tools, insurance, and experience can damage your home and wallet. A knowledgeable company will cover sensitive fixtures and features, and will start the process with the roof, first doing a chemical soak, with helpers rinsing to ensure no wall streaking or damage to foliage. Each type of roof requires a different cleaning method. The wrong method can damage your roof. A thorough job will include cleaning out the gutters and downspouts and inspect the roof's condition. Next, the walls are sprayed to remove dirt, runoff, and insect nests. Cleaning your walls prolongs the life of the paint and prevents mold from setting in. Once again, it's important to do this right, as too much pressure can damage or even remove the paint. Finally, the driveway, walkways, and patio are done, and outside furniture is cleaned. A reputable company will ensure all chemicals are rinsed and that your home is left looking bright and new, greatly increasing its curb appeal.
If you're asking yourself, will anyone help me save my home? Direct your question to James A. Chaffee, Esquire, a.k.a. the Juris Doctor. Through his daily practice and legal advice column, Mr. Chaffee provides his diagnosis and a path to help homeowners achieve the best possible outcome. If you're dealing with a tough situation or simply closing on a home, don't go it alone. Make sure you have proper representation. The Juris Doctor, real estate attorney James A. Chaffee, by your side.
Choosing the right real estate agency and realtor makes a dramatic difference in the outcome of your transaction and overall experience. So before you make your decision, make sure your realtor has a solid understanding of the local market, lifestyles, and opportunities, as well as strong connections and trusted resources. Knowledge, experience, cutting-edge technology. This is our culture. This is our promise. Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep. Does your home have curb appeal? The impact of landscaping, especially here in South Florida, is incredible. It's a big part of how we assess the value of a home, a community, even a lifestyle. It takes vision, talent, and expertise to create a design that makes a truly great impression, one that will wow you today and grow throughout the years. Innovative, green, and gorgeous. Impact Landscaping, the clear choice.
Moving along now, when I talk about moving, I talk about two men and a truck, and I talk to Joel Dowley. Joel, you're here to make our move smoother.
Yes. People ask me, how can I make my move less stressful and cost less?
Everybody wants that, no knowledge.
And there's one easy answer, and that's be prepared. Be ready for your move.
And how do you do that?
Well, number one, a move is a big thing, so give it the time that it deserves. depending on how long you've been in your house, it's going to take several weeks of fairly committed effort in order to get ready for that move and to complete that move successfully. So start early. It's okay if you don't know your exact day you want to move, but begin the process. You want to decide, are you going to move yourself or are you going to hire a professional? Who's going to do your packing? Again, are you going to do it yourself or are you going to hire a professional? Those are important early decisions that need to be made.
Now, if I have underwear and clothes, I can do it myself. But if I have other things that I really want to keep, I call a professional, like two men in a truck.
Well, you know, there's always a couple of different ways of looking at that. Some people say, this is really important, so I want the professionals to take care of it. Other people say, these are really important to me, no one will treasure those like I do, so I'm going to pack it myself. And we're very willing and able to take care of any packing needs that our customers have. But we understand that some people want to pack some things themselves. It's also a way they can lower their cost by doing, that's maybe something that the average person can do. The average person is really going to have some difficulties trying to move their armoire or their sofa.
And sometimes you get that call that says, I want to move tomorrow. What do you do about those?
Well, we try to pull a rabbit out of the hat sometimes and go ahead and do it.
But there's a better timeline.
Absolutely. At least a couple of weeks. And even, as I said, if you don't know your exact move day, give us a call and talk about the parameters. And we can do a much better job of trying to get you scheduled at a time that you want to move.
So you can always call two men in a truck and you'll be glad to give them some counseling.
Absolutely. Call us anytime about any aspect of the move. One of the key things is that whoever your mover is, ask them any question. You know, the old line, the only stupid question is a question that you don't ask. That's very true in moving.
Joe Dowley, thank you very much. Two men and a truck. Thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
You're welcome, Kurt.
If you need housing, you need credit. And if you have bad credit, you're going to have problems. Let's talk about that a little bit. And let me welcome back Tom Day, who's the Senior Vice President of Illustrated Properties, and David Zide, the National Sales Manager of Credit Us. Gentlemen, welcome. Tom, you see so many people walk through the doors of Illustrated Properties and they just have bad credit, and that is trouble.
And it can be very disappointing. These are good people, and yet they can't buy a house. And in the past, it would take 6 months, 9 months, even a year to even think about fixing credit repair. And then this company comes along called Credit Us, saying, well, we can do it in 37 days.
37 days.
I didn't believe it either. But indeed, that's turned out to be the case, and we're happy to be affiliated with them now.
Okay, David Zide, how do you perform this magic?
Well, some of that is proprietary, but with the use of technology, we're bringing people and keeping them relevant to the home buying process. We just simply want to put more people in more homes. And there's so many people that were affected by credit over the last 5 years, especially because of divorce, because of loss of their job, short sales, so many different reasons that they're not quite there. And we don't think that that small period should define them in trying to buy a home, or even just the quality of their life, buying a car. We're coming into that credit rating era where everything is based on your credit score.
And not just your credit for your mortgage, but insurance or a job. If you apply for a job, somebody's going to check your credit score.
Absolutely. And so many people have had glitches over that time frame. So again, we don't want that to define you for a lifetime of great credit, that you've had a glitch in your credit and there's a problem. We can effectively go after and attack that bad credit in a timely manner, make it affordable, and get you back on track to buy a home, but if nothing else, save thousands on your next car purchase.
Okay, if I come in and sit down with you, what do you say to me? What's the process that I begin with you?
You sign up with us and we attack it immediately. We have one of our credit advisors call you within 30 days, or 30 minutes, sorry. And we attack your credit immediately and again, with our system. We have a 37-day period system where it's 37 days, and then if we need to keep you on longer than that, it's 37 days. Traditionally, credit repair has lasted, like Tom said, 9, 10 months, a year and a half for a monthly fee. We don't want that. We want it to be quick, affordable, and effective in a timely manner.
Now, you could save thousands with repaired credit, but it is going to cost something.
It is going to cost something. Our services are very affordable. And the nice thing about the credit repair industry is it's a pay-as-you-go. You can't charge a one fee and pay for the whole time.
Oh.
You can only charge a certain fee, and you can only charge it monthly, and that's all you can charge for. So it's pay-as-you-go.
Tom, one thing, this is not sponsored by Illustrated Properties just for mortgages. This is to help customers, whoever comes in the door.
Absolutely. You know, change their life. It really does work that way. And also they're highly rated. What are the rating agencies? I'm not familiar with
Well,
them.
with the Better Business Bureau, we're A+, and the FTC came through before and did a big sweep of the credit repair industry and dropped a lot of companies out of that. There's only about 16 of us that are anywhere near that A+ rating, and Credit Us is on top of the 16.
David Zeid of Credit Us and Tom Day, thanks for being here.
A pleasure.
Pleasure.
It starts with a roof inspection. As a current homeowner, a buyer, or a seller, it's best to identify a roof's condition to determine the next course of action, if any. You can depend on the experts at State Certified Roofing to provide an honest and credible assessment of the roof and present options based on insurance company specifications, durability, design, cost, scheduling, and installation. State Certified Roofing, certified to ensure excellence. Is your house, driveway, or patio looking a little discolored? Then call Paul Stetson Pressure Cleaning. Walls, driveways, patios, decks, fences, and all types of roofs, let us clean your home or business. We have been a member of the Better Business Bureau since 1991 and are the most experienced company in the northern Palm Beaches. Licensed and insured, Paul Stetson Pressure Cleaning is the reliable and affordable solution to your exterior cleaning needs. Call us today.
Are you tired of getting by the big box boys and the 1-800 numbers? We fix $37 installations, factory direct prices, and over 500,000 square feet of first quality, brand name flooring products in stock will save you money. In addition, our in-house showroom has thousands of samples. If it goes on the floor, we have it.
One call, that's all. 561-848-0808.
Fonger Cam is here at the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary, and I'm with Executive Director David Hitzig. David, tell me something about the Florida panther.
You know, Kurt, one of the things that most people don't realize about Florida panthers is that they're actually a cougar. East of the Mississippi River, Florida is the only place in the eastern seaboard where you can find these big cats. Florida panthers are an endangered species, and they're limited to the southern part of Florida, really in the Everglades National Park and the Big Cypress National Preserve.
Who's this guy?
This one right here, this is Micaiah. Micaiah is about 7 years old and has been at the sanctuary since she was about 8 weeks old.
When's the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary open?
Bush Wildlife Sanctuary is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
David Hitzig, thanks for telling us something. Make sure you're getting the best return on your investment when upgrading your home. Aaron Chandler explains.
Thanks, Kurt. When we walked into this condo at Old Port Cove, we found a very dated kitchen, very dated master bath, water damaged floor, and just one that was in desperate need of being updated. We started in the kitchen by demoing out all the cabinetry, walls, and opening it up to a more open floor plan. When we replaced the kitchen, we also enlarged the island, moved the sink to the center island, creating a more open, flowing space the homeowner wanted for entertaining. Then we took up all of the existing damaged hardwood floor and replaced it with new porcelain, hardwood-looking floor tile throughout the entire unit for a more uniform look. Then we tore out all the ceilings and we replaced it with hired ceilings. In some rooms we did beadboard for a more beachy, cottagey feel. Installed some can lights for a more recessed look and adequate lighting throughout the condo. Painted the place and then add some finishing touches like crown molding and Pecky cypress beams to make it very unique. In the master bathroom, we basically gutted the entire bathroom. We took out a tub and a stand-up shower to increase the space for a dual vanity, his and hers, and we remodeled the shower for a more open feel. We used a porcelain tile for the floor and the walls, and a European shower enclosure for a new modern look.
Very impressive, Aaron. What return on investment does this owner get?
Well, with the purchase price of the condo and the money they invested into the remodeling project, they're looking at anywhere between 12 to 15% return on their investment. And they get to enjoy the beautiful home and the beautiful view.
Look at that, $1 million view. Wow. Be sure to join us next week here on South Florida Real Estate Update. Tom Day of Illustrated Properties will talk about foreign buyers and the remarkable impact that those foreign buyers and the foreign money are having on the South Florida real estate market. Also, we will be introduced to a remarkable organization called Credit Us. Credit Us may be able to repair your bad credit in as little as 37 days. Yep, 37 days. Also, I talked to real estate attorney James Chiaffi. He tells me about a $40,000 nightmare. A $40,000 nightmare that could have been avoided if you just read the fine print. Also, I look at some fine carpet because I go to Bargain Bob's and I get my lesson in carpeting. That's coming up next week, right here on South Florida Real Estate Update. Join us.
There's a reason why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. They want to help their buyers secure a homeowner's policy that delivers the best coverage and cost. As an independent insurance agent who is connected with over 25 A-rated companies, David Dunham Insurance connects homeowners with the best worry-free options available. Confidence, security, and cost adds up to peace of mind. That's why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. Shouldn't you?
And there you are. That's it for us for today, but be sure to check in with us again next week as we welcome real estate attorney James Chiaffi, addressing your local real estate market. South Florida Real Estate Update. I'm Kurt Fonger, and until next time, have a good week.